Hello guys, what is up? And today I'm going to be talking about how I will be running Blightlords in 9th edition. Blightlords have come off really well from the codex. In the configuration that I'll be using them in, that'll only cost 205 points for 5 models. And now they have 3 wounds and are more durable with the new Disgustingly Resilient rules, which is more reliable damage reduction compared to the previous rule. Personally, I think the Blightlords are more suited for melee, and I feel like they are better in melee than shooting, but this is just my personal opinion. And the way I'll be running them is the champ with a sword and combi bolter, and then one other Terminator with the sword and bolter, 2 Terminators with the axe and bolter, and then the 1 flail marine. This allows more flexible answers towards the units that they will be fighting, and I will generally use 2 units of 5 as a minimum in my army, depending on what the rest of the army composition is. 2 units of 5 is better than 1 unit of 10, because then you can take 2 objectives and be in 2 places on the board at once. And it also means that each unit isn't too much of a point sink. So if someone hits you with a good counter for Blightlord Terminators, you don't lose 10 in one go, or you don't lose 5 and then the other 5 are tied up where you don't want them to be. I only equip them with combi bolters because I believe now that Games Workshop are forcing us into using 1 combi bolter variant per marine in the squad, so you can only have 1 combi melter, 1 combi plasma, 1 combi flamer. This means there'll be a lot of inefficient shooting for the points within the unit, so there's no reason to upgrade any of them really to a combi weapon for the points. So some combinations that you can have with the Blightlord Terminators to increase their effectiveness on the battlefield can be with the Talisman and the Relic to do the bolter spam that I talked about in my Plague Marine video. Because they are core units as well, if you have a Demon Prince or a Lord of Contagion nearby, you get to reroll 1s when shooting or fighting. The psychic powers are pretty useful on the Blightlord unit, so you can use Protection Vitality for +1 strength and +1 toughness, which is very good for combat and durability. And also Miasma of Pestilence means they're -1 to hit, which obviously increases their durability even further than what it already is. So this is where you'd have to weigh up between using a 1 10-man unit or 2 5-man units, because the psychic power obviously is more effective on 1 10-man unit rather than 1 5-man unit, which you can only use obviously 1 psychic power on 1 unit per turn. And in addition to these combinations, you can use the Revolting Stench Vat relic on the Foul Blight Spawn, and this is a very effective deterrent for someone to charge into the Blightlords on an objective with the Foul Blight Spawn behind them. So the Revolting Stench Vats means that any unit within 6 inches acts as though it didn't charge. So if they charge into your Blightlords with your Foul Blight Spawn behind, then your Blightlords get to fight them first because of the new 9th edition rules, which is excellent. Obviously you can then mow them down before they get to hit you, even though you should be able to tank most things anyway. But if it's a dedicated combat unit charging into your Blightlords, then this obviously increases your chance of survival and also hurting them before they can hurt you, which is excellent. So this is the way I'll be using my Blightlords in 9th edition, and some combos that I will be using in my lists. If you have any thoughts and ideas yourself, I always like to hear them, so if you'd like to leave a comment in the section below. And if you do like my content, please do like, comment and subscribe. See you next time.